Show. Let's talk about who should settle couples fight. Is it the pastor, the parent, the siblings, the friends, or internet? I have a guest with me today who is going to be coming to advise us on the things that we should know about who should settle couples fight. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, LizMani.
All right, so let's talk about what kinds of fight, do couples get into?
There's a difference between fighting and misunderstanding. Misunderstanding in marriage is inevitable, but fighting is something that should be avoided. But it does happen. Many times, from my own experience of being in this journey for going to like 17 to 18 years now, I've seen a situation whereby my partner and myself, we had to quarrel. Sometimes quarrel on lovemaking, quarrel on finances. It can even come from how the in-laws have been managed. Friends does not have a good right of place to intervene. Siblings don't have a good right of place to intervene. I will prefer two set of people to intervene. I will prefer either your pastor or your parents. If you're going to involve your pastor in your marital issue, I want you to be very sure that both of you have exhausted your internal misunderstanding resolution strategy before you can actually say you want to take it to any of these third party, either your pastor or your parent.
I like how you said exhausted. Yes, exhausted. That word is the key word here, meaning that you guys have actually tried everything to actually settle it. It's one thing to keep arguing and not getting through, but it's another thing to argue and listen to one another. Another thing is for someone to talk and you listen and you understand one another.
If you must involve your pastor in resolving your marital challenges, you must be very sure that your pastor also is somebody who is mature with experience and is not also biased in his judgments. And the reason why I think pastors will be in a better place to resolve this matter is because most times your pastor, they want good for you anyway. They are neutral, as the case may be, and they won't want a marriage to crash. In my own experience, that there are some issues that are relating to the family that the pastor may not even be able to handle. So you can involve your parents in this matter. It takes only a parent who is mature not to side their children when their children does wrong, to help you in talking to your husband or in talking to your wife to resolve misunderstanding.
Yes. The key word is maturity. A matured pastor, matured parents are very, very important, because if you look at your pastor and you see that this one is not matured in the way he preaches and in the way he handles things in the church, you cannot take your matter to that kind of person, because they will only add oil to the fire. Now, talk about the parent. If you see your parent, you will know that this is the kind of parent that I can stand outside and say, these are my parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? If your parents are one of those parents that you know that if you take something to them, it's going to even add, petrol to fire, then you shouldn't be taking your matter to that kind of parent, because yes, just like he said, there will be partial involvement here in settling this case that you will not settle. It will not be settled because you're going to the wrong channel. So you're very right when you said that. What are the things that can help couples avoid constant fighting and disagreement?
There are basically three major things that cause misunderstanding in marriage. Number one, we have the issue of communication. Number two, we have the issue of finance. And thirdly, which is about the most important, is the issue of lovemaking or sex in marriage. So if you can handle communication very well, because I discovered that some of the misunderstanding that we have in marriage is lack of proper communication. And if you have a partner that is not feeling insecure, I believe finance should not be a problem, except where you have a situation where one of the partner is acting as a leech over the other, or where you have a partner who is not ready to fulfill his responsibility in the home. But the issue of sex or lovemaking in a marriage that will require serious understanding, time to study, know what your partner wants. It will be an error for you to have a misunderstanding with your wife. You will not eat the food you cook. You are doing double dagger for yourself.
I believe that they should have constant communication is very important. Date nights, do other things, talk it out right there. If somebody did something to you right there, your partner should do something wrong to you, just call them and talk about it right there, and end it right there. That way you can have a better sleep at night. Sometimes you can also write out all the things that you feel like is wrong or is going on, and then you guys can tackle it one at a time. Yes, people don't change overnight, but with constant communication, things can actually change. Couples can be having, fun and everything when they are still together, no kids. But when kids come to play, it changes the dynamic of that relationship, of that marriage.
When couples have kids or have children and they are quarreling, having misunderstanding, or even fighting in the presence of their children, is a very bad example to lay. These children learn a lot by what they see. What example are you laying for these children?
Any advice that you would like to give all our couples out there today?
I've always advised young couples to get a marriage mentor, a matured family who have good foundation, good background in marriage. They are not marrying angels. They are two imperfect people that are coming together to be husband and wife. So there are going to be a manifestation of their imperfection at every point in time. Try to understand themselves also and be accommodating. Forgive. The foundation of any long-lasting marriage is forgiveness.
All right. So what did we learn today from our guests? Talk it out, resolve whatever issues that you have internally first before even stepping out, and make sure that whoever you're stepping out to is someone that is very mature. You have to be very, very careful, because the foundation you lay when it comes to whoever you talk to regarding your relationship will determine if your relationship is going to survive or not. Therapy. If you cannot talk to any one of these people, therapy at least can meet you in the middle. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you, our guests, for coming. See you guys next time.